Hello, everyone. Before coming here, I have to admit I struggled. I really struggled. I didn't know how to begin. I kept asking myself, where do I start? Where do I start? How do I start when I don't even know, when I don't even have the time to grieve? And then I remember someone telling me, when you don't know where to start, have the courage to start where it hurts the most, because you'll save time. So I'm going to take this advice and start here. I am a woman. I am a mother. And I have failed. I have failed because I knew better. I knew better because I grew up watching my parents' country, its people, its women, men, children, abandoned again and again in one lifetime. And sure, the headlines might be forgotten, but the suffering, it never stays forgotten. It festers, it grows beyond borders. And in Afghanistan, that suffering was not only abandoned, it was instrumentalized. Anyone that has gone through war or conflict knows the evil of that word, because that word brings so much more destruction, more hatred, more death, beyond borders, through bombings, through bullets, through drones, to defend the interest of a few, not only at the expense of the many, but also through the instrumentalization of the many. I grew up knowing better, and now I don't even have the time to properly mourn because we are losing so fast. And so I don't come here with illusions. I have no easy answers, no words that could truly comfort, because the truth weighs on us all. And the truth is that we have failed. We have failed those trapped behind blockades, checkpoints, and rubble. We have failed the hostages and those waiting for them to return. We have failed the women who are hidden to be forgotten and forgotten to be controlled. We have failed the hungry, the displaced, the terrorized, the kidnapped, the invaded, and the already dead. We have failed our children, so many children, and robbed them of their tomorrow. We have failed even in the so-called free world, where complacency breeds complicity, and where fascism becomes so ordinary that we no longer flinch when people are dragged from their homes without due process. And yes, I don't name the countries. I'll leave that for the headlines and social media, where the maps shift, the faces change, the accents ring differently, but the suffering is always the same. It is ours, and so is the failure. We failed because fear has mastered us. Fear made us small. Fear kept us suspicious, backwards. Fear convinces us that domination is safer than dialogue, that walls are stronger than bridges, that revenge will bring us peace, and that the other is not human like us. And so we keep repeating the same cycle: fear, mistrust, conflict, loss. Fear, mistrust, conflict, lost. When are we going to wake up? When are we going to realize that one person's suffering is never contained? That sooner or later, it becomes ours too. All these wars, all these atrocities, all this suffering, exploitation, and killing will chip away our humanity. It will make us so ugly that we won't bear the idea of looking at ourselves in the mirror. And what will happen to peace then? How can we start a dialogue with each other when we can't even bear to look at ourselves? Peace does not start only at a table. It starts here, in us. And that means we all must be freed, not just men, but all of us, from the lie that strength is violence, that compromise is weakness, and that our differences are a threat. Because peace does not need women alone, nor men alone. It needs all of us, with the courage to choose something other than domination. The world is changing faster than our courage. Technology outpaces our ethics. Climate races past our politics. Displacement, polarization, war, they are not exceptions anymore, they are becoming the rule. And will continue to do so if we keep playing the same game of enemies and allies, borders, and barricades. We are sleepwalking into our own demise. The war is here. The war is here. And it is spreading. It's time to wake up. Wake up. Peace is not naive. Peace is not passive. Peace is the most radical, the most demanding choice we can make. And it begins here with us, Muslim, Jewish, Christian, Hindu, Buddhist, believer, and non-believer, daring to step out of fear, daring to see our common humanity not as an abstract idea, but as the only option for survival. Yes, we have failed, but failure is not the end. It is the invitation to begin again, differently, together. For in Christianity, we are told that God created man and women in his image. In Islam, that God created nations and tribes so that we may know one another. In Judaism, that we are commanded to love our neighbor as we would love ourselves. In Hinduism, that we are called to see the self in all beings in the self. And in Buddhism, that though we may appear different, we are all nourished by the same rain of truth. Across traditions, the message is clear. Our humanity is sacred, our diversity is intentional, and our destiny is shared. If the etymology of the word sin from ancient Greek means to miss the mark, then perhaps that is the deepest truth. Violence, hatred, fear, all of it is simply missing the point. So how long will we keep missing it? When the point has always been to recognize ourselves in one another, whether we call it faith or humanism, the task is the same, to love humanity in all its forms. So let us begin here, because if you are here, then maybe you too are looking for that third and unapologetic narrative. And if you are here, then I give you the same advice that I received. Start where it hurts the most. Start where it hurts the most. Start naming things in yourself and outside of yourself. Start naming things. For if we miss the point, we will lose the thread of who we are. We will lose humanity.